That's actually crazy. So I just plugged in the second light. Look at me. Look at me. It's so fucking bright. Like I can't look up to my left or I'm gonna go blind. But what's up, ladies and gentlemen? Sending out a lot of love to you guys. I feel like Seer from Apex. Okay, if you don't play Apex, you're not gonna get the joke. Or you're not gonna get the reference. But what are we talking about in this video? I don't know. We could talk about my heroic dose mushroom trip. Let me tell you this. Working with plant medicine this time. So alright, we're gonna go into the experience and then I'm going to explain the craziness afterwards. Alright, so this is the time me and my bro Ron Desus had a motherfucking I might just go switch. Hang on, I might just switch. Hang on, wait. Okay, there we go. That's a lot better. I love that shirt, but the only problem with it, and when I have my own clothing brand, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make sure the sleeves are like fitted, like kind of close, like stretchable and durable, but they fit around your arm. Depending on like the size. If you get a small, probably more small. If you get a medium, which I wear medium t-shirts, they'll like fit, but they'll stretch depending if you're someone who's a little bit bigger but needs to get them. Same with large. But I love that shirt because it like, I'll show you. It like comes down to here. Like it falls down here. Like it goes like this. Like that. And it's like loose and I love that shit. But what were we talking about? Oh, the dose. Right. Yo. The heroic dose is no fucking joke. I'm telling you right now. So, if you know about psychedelics, I actually had a picture on my Tinder, which I loved, that it said there are no bad trips. There's no bad trips. It was something that it taught you something, or it was good experiences. There's no bad trips. There's only unhealed trauma. Something like that. Now, that shit cannot be more the truth about... Just listen. If you have never done like shrooms, they will take you through... Depending, like the heroic dose did. A normal dose will make you feel basically same thing as, weed. You'll be on a higher vibration. So you'll be above, I think some people usually are in a lower vibration, so then you'll be in neutrality. Let's bring up Hawkins scale. Fuck it, let's bring up Hawkins scale. Images. Okay. Boom. Wait, can I do it like this? Okay, so this is Hawkins scale. Now right here, if you can see my mouse, it's like boom. Right here, neutrality 250. I thought neutrality was... I'm at like... I swear on a normal day, I think I'm right here. I'm at reason. This is my default vibration now, reason. Or acceptance and reason. And I dip down to willing. I kind of dip down here sometimes. But, okay, so most people who smoke... Oh, it's going to be hard to see. Okay, I should blow it up. Let me blow it up. I got my editing thing ready because I stay editing. I stay on this. Boom, pull it up here. Bang, okay. So let's zoom in. So, yeah, actually, damn. I should just do my own separate video. Okay, well, I'll do a separate video on this too. But right here, when people smoke, they end up right here at 250 neutrality, and they're usually down here. They haven't dealt with all these down here below, so when they smoke, it brings them up here, and then they experience the higher things. They'll be like laughing. They don't care as much, neutrality, and Some people get courage, willingness. You know, there's other emotions or other descriptions of them that fall within that. But for the most part, yeah, you're suffering, and most people use it to get away. Same with most things you can apply to this scale that I'm just actually realizing now. So with the mushroom trip or shrooms, I think shrooms really could just jump you up to enlightenment. You'll be here instantly, right? So for me, a lot of the consciousness already, like meditation and realizing, like all my life I was kind of really here. Let me show you. I was kind of guilt, shame. No. I had a lot of fear. I didn't really desire nothing. I really was like, fuck, I just feel like I shouldn't exist. Yo, we gotta have a positive. Okay, the next video, I'm gonna talk about this, and I'm gonna talk about the certain things that go on the scale or some shit. Anyways, point is, when I took them, my experience was insane. So I took them, and I swear I was at the top of the scale. I was at fucking enlightenment. This was the beginning of the trip. So the first, now also you lose all concept of time, because time is a concept. It's not real. We were literally on that trip for 45 minutes tops, for maybe 45, and the effects lasted maybe an hour and 30, like later, like an hour added on where we came down. But the first 45 minutes felt like days. So it was like this, boom. We're on the bed, we're having a good time, we're playing music. First of all, felt the music through, like you felt the music crawling through your skin. It felt like we were in sync. We were like in sync with energy, with how we were almost like in that zone of the thing that people can't feel. So because this human experience is very physical and yada yada, and if you heard my other psychedelic video, our senses became like super senses, where you couldn't experience these things because of how dense the physical reality is. So fucking smells were like smells, like you could smell words. That's how intense it was. Touch and taste were like different, almost like you can see things bending, like you could almost see what we couldn't see. Like basically, how could I explain it? When you're in a dream, it was like dreaming being awake. Like we got rid of the veil of sleep, so we were dreaming awake. So we couldn't really tell what was real and what wasn't. And it was like everything around us was really interacting with us. One thing I will say is, if you get the chance to do the heroic dose or ever do it, don't do drugs, of course. But if you ever come across the heroic dose, don't listen to music. And if you listen to music, only listen to sounds. Listen to sounds. Do not watch artists, because you will see the sinister things behind 440 hertz and why the music is tuned to 440 hertz. I swear I can go on and on about the things that we seen in music videos. We seen like the types of beings people actually were. It was fucking intense. But I kind of already spoiled a little bit what we're getting into. But in the beginning, it was nuts. So I heard this voice in my head. It was like, oh my gosh, yeah. Everything started crashing on me. Like I sat down and I was like, oh my gosh, I started crying. And I was like, yo, this shit is so beautiful. Like, what the fuck? We're like seeing shit people can't even understand. Like, I was seeing the beauty in everything and how everything was connected. And then I started just apologizing. So I think I was going through, it was pulling me through all trauma I might not have dealt with, or like times where I felt like I was being too much a dickhead to one of my bros. And it pulled it all, and I just started apologizing and crying. And he kept saying, it's good, you're all right, you're good, you're just going through because he was fine. I'm sitting here looking at him, I'm like, bro, that near-death experience you had must have enlightened you wild. Because if you ever watched the OA, she had a near-death experience, and she went into the world where she basically got all these senses, and it's almost like him. It's actually legit like him because the shows reflect reality and what's going on. They hide the hints in shows. So because he had an NDA, my dude was, I'm like sitting here looking at him and I'm like, yo, you're fine. I'm over here bawling my eyes out. So then I'm bawling my eyes out, fucking crying. Then I start dancing, and I'm a dancer. So I'm dancing, and the music, it feels like I'm like popping and fucking waving and fucking tutting like on beat. I'm like, what the fuck is happening? I'm like literally in tune with the universe. Like when people explain the universe and this whole thing as being one big dance we're just playing out, I could not fucking lie on how serious that shit was. It was so fucking intense. So fucking intense. It felt like I was literally sound. And then that's when I think Michael Jackson came on, some wild shit. And then, oh man, if I could, okay, so this is gonna get a bit deeper. So I don't want to ruin the vibe, but it was crazy. Like Michael Jackson came on autoplay on our YouTube, right? And it felt like he was with me. And it also felt like Chris Brown was with me. And I was in the middle and we were on stage dancing. Funny enough, I'm going to explain. This part might start getting to sound like a little bit crazy for some people. But what's nuts is there has been times, multiple times, where I've predicted something happening. And what's crazy is I was on stage with Michael Jackson dancing when the music came on, and I seen Chris Brown's like higher self or whatever to my left. When that happened, I seen visions of Chris Brown being in like it'll be easier to just show you. And this is why I say, like, bear with me. You're gonna be like, what the fuck? How? And I think it's because there was this thing I read about talking about oversouls, that some of us are from the same oversoul. So depending on who we connect to in each life, we could be from the same oversoul. And I'm gonna show you right now what I seen on the trip. It was fucking nuts. It was absolutely crazy that this happened, because I thought I was bugging. But look at this video right here. Can I get copyright for this? I don't know if I show a scene I shouldn't get copyright. Right? Right here. Boom. I need another scene. No, I had it. Boom. Oh, I had it. It was so perfect. I think, okay, so this. Boom. He was dressed like this and dancing how he's dancing in this video. So it's the City Girls video. I kid you not, I seen that shit on the mushroom trip. I was there choreographing with him. And we also had this weird theory, but like I'll put that in another video. And I go itching my nose again. Maybe that's my sign. Like I'm itching my nose when I'm on to something. Like I don't fucking know. But then Michael Jackson was talking about Annie, are you okay? And you struck down a crescendo, Annie, and it sounded like he was saying, like, you know how people say their aunt or their aunt, their Annie, and he was talking about the blood stains on the carpet. That I had an aunt that was nearly like killed, and she was left like for dead and crawling, and I think she had carpet in her house, and she was nearly left for dead. And what's crazy is it almost felt like something felt like, because like this lady said that, like, you know, I think it was like the doctor too that said like God saved her, but no, because it wasn't her time to die. There's a much more. They can believe what they believe, but I think when I was on the mushroom trip, it showed me what it was. It was almost like it was insane. Like it put me at that moment with in the same sync with Michael Jackson's song, and it literally sounded like his song was talking about that happening. And it was crazy because I was dancing, and he struck you down a crescendo. And City Girls, funny enough, City Girls, Chris Brown's video, like I'm just making all these connections, looks like that video. from Michael Jackson is wild. Okay, I don't want to go too far, but this is what I'm saying. The types of shit that happened on the trip, it was almost like that trip right there connected fucking everything. It felt like we were seeing into the realm of where all of this shit stems from, and how people be like, there's no coincidences, because there's not. That was almost where we were. We were in the realm of seeing how no coincidences are set up. Like, fucking insane. So, what are we? We're 15 minutes in, and we ain't even at the crazy part. That's only the first bit. Shall I chop it up in part 2? I'll chop it up in 2 parts. So, enjoy that. Keep all that in your mind. I'm going to do part 2 right now, and you're going to see, because it gets even fucking crazier. Oh, okay. Much love. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.